I'm now given the opportunity to really, make a name for myself. And the first 4 games of my season, I go ballistic. Then I get a call mid-season.
Okay.
And they're like, and my agent's like, hey, the New York Giants want you to show up to training camp, pack your bags, you've made it.
Well, hello, Ian. Yay! Oh my goodness. Seriously, I am beyond excited.
I'm really excited to be here.
I really am so excited to talk to you for so many reasons. And, when I was talking to you about this podcast and why I created this podcast, because I truly believe with all my heart that people can have great love. And I truly believe in, a man and a woman coming together and having a relationship that thrives, that's healthy, that's loving. And what's really interesting is because the majority of our listeners, even though we have a little demographic of men in their late 20s, early 30s, okay? But the majority of the listeners are women. And we either have women that are successful, but they're genuinely looking for great love. Or we have women that are already married and they love to come on and listen to the podcast because they love to enhance their relationships with their person. So we have a little demographic of different, married, single women. But one thing I'm going to tell you right now that is like always so important is talking to men. Because it's not just, relationships are the man and the woman. And it's talking to men and their perspective. And I love learning about the man's journey, his perspective, and what he believes. So before I start asking you questions, I just want to say this. I know that you are a man of God.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
a husband. You're a father. You're an entrepreneur. You're a filmmaker. You're a producer. You're a fitness expert. And I know you wear many, many hats. Am I missing anything so far?
That's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. And I know that, your journey, and I know that you have this, and we're going to get into the story today, you guys. I know you have this incredible relationship with your wife, and I personally just met your daughter. Oh, my goodness.
My little angel.
Your little angel. But I'm understanding this. It probably didn't always start that way,
No,
your journey.
not at all.
And so before we get going, I'd like for you to also introduce yourself, and then I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
My name is Ian Michael Simon, and also this set, all of this, I love this. This is so good being in your world right now. It's a lot of fun. But you did a great job explaining, a little bit about who I am and, the many hats that I wear. Going from fitness to filmmaking, it was very unorthodox. I've actually lived a very unorthodox life, and I'll get more into that as we go. But no, I'm really excited to talk to your ladies and particularly your men. I've had a very up and down journey into fatherhood, into being a husband and falling into faith. And, I'm going to be an open book today with showing a little bit about my peaks and valleys, but I really wanted to come here to not only teach, but share wisdom, but also maybe be a guiding light for somebody out there who, has gone through some dark times. I've gone through some pretty dark times myself. I've put myself in a lot of things.
Yep.
And, but I've always, have had a very strong faith. And there was a point in my life where I did lose my way, but went back to Jesus, went back to God, and, found myself again, was reborn into this person that I am now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. Okay, so let me ask you this. When we talk about, relationships, and we talk about men and we talk about women, and how, we come to the relationship a little differently. A man's journey is different than a woman's journey, vice versa.
Yep.
And when we think about, are there great men out there? This is what I believe. I want to know what you believe. I believe that the majority of the men are great. And I just believe that it has a lot to do with, how they grow up, just like as a woman, how they grow up, their perspective, their upbringing, all the things that really shape them for who they are. So for you, take me back a little bit. Take me back as a man. How did you grow up? And when you were a young boy, did you think about, maybe one day I want to get married? Or was that not like even something, in your mind when you were younger? So take me back a little bit, how you grew up.
So I'll share a little story. My mom actually reminded me of this. I knew since I was a little boy, I always wanted my own family.
Okay.
So you remember when you would write a letter, I think you were like either 6 or 7 or 10,
Yeah.
and you would send it to your future self. You would open it up years later.
Yes. Yeah.
So I did that in elementary school, and I opened up that letter, I think it was in high school.
No.
And I think I was either 7 or 8, and when I was 7, I went through pretty traumatic time.
Okay.
You know, my mom and dad separated. Both of our families just fell apart. I was going through depression. You know, my mom, sister, and I, there was a point in time where we had to just sleep on floors. It was a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, my mom being the soldier that she is, she, you know, didn't make excuses, got us a new house and just made things work. But I almost, you know, not almost, I felt abandoned by my dad. And
what age was this?
7.
7. So where did you guys live?
We were in Philadelphia and then relocated to New Jersey.
Okay. So prior to that, then you remember before you were 7 years old, which is like such important years, right? Of when we're really developing.
Big on development,
system.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. But you remember prior to that, mom and dad together?
Yep, mom and dad were together.
Okay.
I love them both dearly, but they weren't good together.
Yeah. Okay.
And I understand that now, being 36. And, you know, during that time, you know, I was going through all these weird, I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. And also, you know, my mom's Puerto Rican, my dad is black. And we moved from Philadelphia to a predominantly white area. So I'm like, I have no idea what is
And then dad's gone now.
Yeah, dad's gone. And I'm like, I don't even know who I am. And now I have all these responsibilities. I'm responsible for my sister, trying to also help my mom with a lot of things. And back to the letter thing, I was in language arts and I was writing this letter to my future self. And I was just saying, you know, do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a family yet? You know, I hope that you become big and strong and you're not afraid. I was a really scared kid during this time. Very fearful, had a lot of, you know, anxiety. Manifesting weird, like I had like tics and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had a very weird lisp. And so I was a mess during that time.
Mess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Little chubby too. So
kind of like just getting by.
Yeah, just trying to get by.
Okay.
But I wrote this letter and, you know, I remember reading it in high school and I always wanted a family. I always wanted to be a dad. I always wanted to be a leader. I wanted to be a big and strong guy. And it was funny because when I was reading it, I didn't start playing football until high school.
Really?
Yeah, because I had very, very bad childhood asthma.
Okay.
So I was a very sick kid. I actually was, you know, I had an asthma attack so bad that I actually was in a coma for a week.
Oh my goodness. So you like had severe.
Yeah, I had severe asthma. So this was, you know, I was in and out of the hospital as a kid and I was not medically cleared to play sports. Actually, not even my freshman year. I was medically cleared the year, what was that, 8th grade? 9th grade.
Yeah.
So I was able to run track and field. That was like the first time I actually competed in actual sport.
Really?
And then,
but you always had it in you? Did
I
you
always
have that?
had it.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad.
Like I felt like I wanted to.
Yeah, I always wanted to compete in something.
Okay.
I always wanted to play sports. And I feel like, you know, as a young boy, you feel disconnected from other boys because you're like, well, I can't do sports.
Why can't I do sports?
Yeah, so why can't I do sports? And it's like, I physically can't run.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. So, you know, and I went through a growth spurt between 8th and 9th grade. So I went from this pudgy little kid to becoming 6'2", almost 200 pounds. And the football coaches are like, hey, do you know how to play football? I'm like,
they're like, hey. And the girls are probably like, hello.
It was, yeah. I can't even lie. Yeah, started getting some female attention.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the coaches saw me. They were like, so you're just a big kid and you don't play sports? I'm like, well, no, I haven't been able to. So I remember my first time putting on a helmet and playing my first football game, ran down the field as fast as I could on kickoff and broke a kid's rib cage. No. And they were like, hey, buddy, you can't play freshman football. You need to go play with the older kids. And I was like, well, what did I do wrong? They're like, nothing. You did nothing wrong.
You did good, yeah.
You're just a big, strong kid. You need to go play with the other kids. You're going to hurt these little kids.
Oh, I love this. And I'm a mother of 4 boys. So I totally like this. I get this.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
So I always, you know, I always wanted to be an athlete. My dad actually, so I come from a very long line of athletes. My dad was damn near an Olympic sprinter. My aunt, Tanya, was almost an Olympic sprinter. I have professional football players on both sides of my family. So I come from a long line of athletes. Yeah. My sister was an All-American soccer player. She played at University of Kentucky. So my daughter is going to be an athlete. For sure.
She's ready to be an athlete.
Yeah. She doesn't really have a choice with that.
You don't know. Yeah.
But, I always had this intense desire to just be great at something. And I think that comes from my childhood of, feeling that abandonment, having that hole in my heart, with my mom and dad separating, feeling unwanted. But I always was a very creative kid too. I loved movies, and books were my escape.
Okay.
And
from an early age.
From a very, I knew, it's funny, I knew I wanted to do filmmaking and be a director before I wanted to be an athlete.
Okay.
So now we're starting to see how the filmmaking thing has come in.
Yeah.
But I always found books and movies to be my escape and my happy place.
Yeah.
I always saw myself in certain characters, and my mom, she really loved to put us in the arts. She took us to theater. She took us to plays, operas.
Yeah, because you have this very creative mindset that, you know what I mean? And so you're saying that this came from a very early age.
Very early age. My mom was she wanted us to be like little Renaissance kids.
Okay.
So, I mean, we would go to Broadway at least once a month. We would go to theater at Princeton University. I actually was admitted to Princeton University for a theater program that I was doing I think it was my freshman and sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
I actually helped write a play that we all put a production on for.
Wow.
So I was actually a theater kid.
You were already in that.
Yeah, okay. I was in that world.
Yeah.
So I was a theater kid before I was an athlete. And then I had to make a choice. My junior year, I started to get attention from colleges.
Okay.
And for me, I always thought that I needed to focus on just one thing.
Okay.
And I had this mentality of, I need to just be a great football player because I'll be able to take care of my family. And a lot of people don't know this, but my mom has actually been very sick a majority of my life. She had, had to get one kidney removed, had bladder and kidney disease. We saw my mom fight through a lot of stuff. My mom she's still alive, by the way. She's survived 56 surgeries.
Holy moly.
56.
And this is while you're growing up.
This is while we're growing up.
Wow.
So my mom was
and dad's gone.
Dad's gone.
And you already said that you yourself already had your own health issues.
Yep.
And then you were shifting and able to start playing, sports and stuff like that. But it was always
But she was always supporting me.
Supporting you
through her health issues.
Okay.
And then my stepfather, Paul, God bless him. He came in.
Good guy?
Very great guy.
Okay.
He's still my mom and dad.
How old were you when he came into your life?
10.
Okay.
10 years old.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So he was a good role model.
Amazing role model.
That's beautiful.
He showed me how to have quiet strength.
Ooh.
And how to lead without raising your voice, how to treat a woman without, being this domineering, because in our world, the Latin world, the machismo thing.
Was he Latino?
No, he's a Russian Jewish man.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So and also Puerto Rican.
Yeah, my mom was Puerto Rican, so he is the water to her fire.
Okay.
So
I love it. Yeah.
My family is very diverse. I love how you
said that. That's so cute.
It's the truth though. He knows how to simmer everything down.
Okay.
But I come from a very diverse family, and I think that's actually one of my strengths as a man because I have so many different points of view. There's Asian people in my family, Russian, Black, Latino. Who else? Indian. There's a little bit of everything. Yeah. And I think that's, particularly where I come from in New Jersey, that's my strength. So as a young man, I've had all these perspectives and all these worldviews and listening to all these different languages and stories. So not only was I a creative person, but I had a massive amount of creative people and all these people from different walks of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. So during this time, so I'm kind of taking you back when you were, obviously coming up, discovering yourself, trying to figure it out. You said that you got to a point, you always knew at a younger age that, yes, one day I do want family. But also you knew, okay, but to have family, I got to kind of figure out myself first. I'm kind of, kind of guessing here. And then there's this part of you of like, I knew that I liked, the creativity part and the theater part, but I also was good at sports. And it was probably like, okay, and I knew that sports most likely can, maybe have a career so I can provide, because you're not even thinking of just providing for maybe a future wife, a future children. You also had your mom.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
I got that.
It was a
So
battle.
that's why you took that route?
Yep.
So what happened with that route?
So I ended up going to college. I went to Howard University first, the first HBCU, historical Black college. Went there for 2 years, and then my mom got really sick.
She did. She got really sick.
She got
again.
really
Okay.
sick again,
Okay.
and at that time,
So how old are you now?
I'm now turning 21.
Okay.
No, turning 20.
Okay, about
Yep.
20. Okay.
And I had a great sophomore season, led my team in tackles, became a rising star in that conference, and then I was getting recruited by NFL teams even at that moment.
You were at that
the
time?
Jacksonville Jaguars are coming to practice. Washington Redskins, the New York Giants, they were recruiting guys already who were going to your senior year. So I'm meeting these guys and I'm like, okay, I just need to have a couple more good seasons. And then my mom gets sick and I'm like, I need to go home. I need to be closer to her.
Okay.
I don't want her to travel to Washington, D.C. So I transferred to Monmouth University at the Jersey Shore, and my first year there was a disaster.
Disaster.
Absolutely.
What
I
happened?
was like, why did I come here?
Okay. Just everything.
Me and one of the coaches did not like each other, did not get along. Really started my partying phase.
Is this when like things kind of...
Yeah, this is when
Okay.
I think my beginning of my spiral of not knowing how to process fear, how to process anger, how to process disappointment, starting to
really, show up.
Starting to show up now.
Surface now.
Starting to surface now. And just the years of burying stuff down, it started to come to the surface.
During this time, and I want to ask you this too. So you're going through these, shifts and trying to figure out in your career, and then you're going back, mama's sick. Where was also, you're a young man.
Yep.
Where was your mindset at that particular time? Because I would figure that you're probably getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So where was your mindset with the ladies?
It's all about the ladies.
It's all about the ladies.
It's all
Okay,
about the ladies.
yeah.
I was...
My boys, I'm like, buddies. They're like, all those ladies.
Look, I
got one right now, too.
My drug of choice at that time was women.
Was the women.
It was sex, 100%. It was.
That's okay.
Lust was something that I had a very hard time. I think that's when it started.
Okay.
I think the roller coaster of love and sex and the drinking, the partying, and
the athlete,
being an athlete. Yep.
Because I'm at this school and I don't like the coach.
Yep. It started to become part of my persona.
Okay.
And then my senior year, when I start now, everything shifts. I'm now given the opportunity to really, make a name for myself. And the first 4 games of my season, I go ballistic.
Okay.
I now am getting national exposure. My coaches
Now
are
you're
trusting
going like,
me more. Yeah, I'm
okay,
getting on TV, newspapers.
Okay.
Girls are starting to notice.
They're like coming. They're like,
they're coming. Everything was starting to now. I'm like, okay, I've arrived.
Okay.
And then I have a great senior season. Now I'm going into the draft process.
Okay.
Now I'm getting even more attention.
More attention. You're like,
Ian's gonna make it.
Yeah.
So it's me and a couple other guys who are
Okay.
training for the NFL. Ian's gonna make it. Girls are throwing themselves
and so
at
just
me.
go. You don't have no serious girlfriend yet.
Actually, I had an on and off again girlfriend, but at this time, I decided for my sanity, it's time to settle down with one person.
Okay. Okay.
And she was a great girl. She really honestly was.
Okay.
She was really supportive during that process. But we ended up not staying together because I don't want to throw this person under the bus, but her mom didn't really take a liking to my skin color.
Wow. Okay.
And also
that's not going to work.
No, didn't work at all. Didn't work at all.
No.
And which was crazy too because she was Latina. So I was
Latina, so you're like, what's the problem here?
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But come to find out that certain groups of people just don't like each other because of where they're from. It is
Okay.
what it is. So we ended up separating. And at this time, going through the draft process, and I don't make it. I go undrafted.
Okay.
Now I'm starting to get depressed.
Now you really.
Yeah. Now I'm like, okay, well, screw it.
Yeah.
But I can't say screw it because 24 hours later, I get a call. Hey, Ian, you were going to go play arena football. What the hell's arena football? Wow. Well, think of it like professional football, but inside on a 50-yard field, and it's really fast and dangerous.
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
I remember.
So I was like, all right, let's do it.
Okay.
So I signed a contract with an arena football team, and so I actually walk across the stage for graduation, and the next day I go play my first professional football game.
Where were you located still?
So the team that I played in, they don't exist anymore. They were called the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks. So it was like central Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
So go play there.
Go to Pennsylvania.
And then I get a call mid-season.
Okay.
And they're like, my agent's like, hey, the New York Giants want you to show up to training camp, pack your bags. You've made it.
Wow.
I'm ecstatic. I tell everyone, I'm
You're
like,
I
made it. I'm gonna be an NFL player.
Yeah.
So I'm driving there.
Yeah.
At this time, they're practicing in Albany, New York. So I'm driving up there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to pull over at a gas station, pump the gas real quick. I'm literally a couple miles away. Get a phone call. Hey, Ian. I'm like, hey, coach, I'm almost there. Thank you for the opportunity. Hey, don't bother coming. We're cutting you.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Why? Coach wants to go with another guy. It's nothing personal. You know, we wish you the best, but definitely think you should go back to playing arena football, and you know, we'll be in touch. It was the worst breakup I've ever experienced in my life.
What did it feel like?
It felt like I died.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was beyond embarrassed. Like I just sat in my car.
That's what you're like. I mean, you're the high of the acceptance and the high of like, wow.
It felt like it brought up things that I buried deep down from my childhood that just came. I sat in my car and just cried.
You did.
And I'm like, level of rejection when I didn't even get an opportunity to show what I was made of, it was heartbreaking.
And it's heartbreaking because I've seen so many men or boys, you know, that turn into men that have played their whole life a certain sport.
Yep.
And they're good, you know, I mean, really good.
It's a lot of good guys.
It's a lot of good guys, and you know that. But even the good ones, to take it to the next level is like so little. It's like, minuscule. I don't even know the percentage, but I know it's really little.
It's like 0.001%. Like that's the thing. Everyone in college football is a good football player.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
But to go from college football to the NFL,
it's like
we're talking, you're the elite of the elite.
The elite of the elite of the elite of the elite.
Even if you get in there, there's no guarantee you stay. It's called the NFL for a reason. It's not for long.
Right. Well, and what breaks my heart is that, you know, and again, I've never been on the NFL. I'm not a man. I'm not that stuff. I just talking by all the men that I've been around and all my boys and all the stuff, which really, I want women to understand this. It's like, it really becomes your identity.
It is your identity.
And if you are getting so close to like you did to actually play in the NFL, and like you already said, okay, now I got it. This is where my career is going to be. This is all the stuff. How that can just break a man. And it's like, what do I do now?
When a man has purpose, that's what drives him to do everything in his life. Yeah. So when a man's identity is football player, he's a warrior, he's a provider, he's a protector, he enjoys being in combat.
Yeah.
And when you take that away, where does that energy go? Where does that foundation go? Where it's probably going to manifest in some pretty unhealthy ways for a lot of guys. I know a lot of athletes who have fallen into alcoholism, drug use, promiscuous, and frankly dangerous behavior.
Yeah.
I fell into that.
You fell into that.
All of them.
Okay. Again, you're saying, you know, that is, to me, I feel like that is something very common. And it's not common like all the guys go through that, but men that get that close, their full identity, and it just,
yeah, you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You completely lose yourself. And
so what happened to you
after that? So So immediately after that,
you cried in the car.
immediately
You're
after
like,
I cried in the car,
you're like, damn.
and I went back to the team that I was with my, tail tucked between my legs, and finished the season, and then went back home, and I'm like,
you're able to finish the
you know
season?
what? Like, I'm not playing an indoor game for $800 a game.
You're like, I'm not.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Let me just go back to real life. So I actually became a teacher for a year.
No.
Yeah.
You did?
I was a substitute history teacher.
I can actually see you doing that.
I was a substitute history teacher, a PE
You're a great
teacher,
teacher.
and I was a football coach. And I learned after 6 months,
It's not your thing.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, you're like, it's not my thing.
I don't want to do this. I love kids, but parents make that job hard.
Yeah.
Very hard.
I know.
And then I said, screw this. I'm going to get back into shape and go give this everything I got.
Okay.
So I went to go play arena football for year 2 of my career, played all season. That was a tumultuous year.
Okay.
I definitely learned a lot about that, what it actually takes to be a professional athlete that's trying to make it. This is where my drinking really started.
Okay.
And it was just part of the culture. Like post game for arena football, you go out to a local
partying.
bar,
And
you're
where
hanging
were
out with
you?
the
So
locals.
at this time too. So now you're like doing that. Where were you with the women at this point?
I definitely had
casual
unhealthy
still? Yeah,
relations.
unhealthy? Okay.
Yeah,
Nothing too serious? Or
No,
yeah?
I ended up into a serious relationship with someone that I shouldn't have been with. I think I just wanted stability. I was trying to find stability in someone that was unstable.
Okay.
And during that time, I found an opportunity to actually come to Arizona to train to get back into the NFL.
Okay.
And I made a decision to bring in one of my friends. He says, don't bring sand to the beach. I brought someone that I was dating that I knew wasn't going to be a permanent fixture in my life to Arizona with me.
She's not the right one.
Yeah, I knew she wasn't the right one.
Why don't I just bring her
I was like, might as well, because I was a codependent person. And that relationship quickly fizzled out because there's a saying in Arizona, if you come here in a relationship, it'll be done in 3 months or less. And it's true. It was just done.
Do you know what another saying in Arizona is? If you come to Arizona, you'll find your wife.
That is true.
Hell yeah.
And I did.
I know. Okay.
Took a decade. Took 10 years.
Okay, yeah. And he has an amazing wife. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so then you're in this phase now.
Yep.
So you still, there's this part of you, obviously, that you're like, okay, I got to figure this out. I'm going to, try to, see if I'm going to go to FNL or NFL. But during that time, too, you started spiraling. Mm-hmm. You started like, okay, now I'm partying like a rock star.
Yep.
I'm not.
Scottsdale, Arizona will do that
yes,
to you, too.
I'm not hanging around. So how did things turn for you? You're now in this dark.
Yeah, so there was just a bunch of years where I was just kind of delusional. I was trying to make it back into the NFL. I was, a journeyman, hopping from this team to that team in minor leagues and all that stuff. But Scottsdale, Arizona was always my home base. And if anybody knows anything about Scottsdale, it is very distracting if you allow it to be.
Yep.
There's always a bar. There's always a nightclub.
Yep.
There's always a party. There's always the after party. So I fell into
beautiful women.
Beautiful women everywhere.
Everywhere.
And I felt all of my vices were right there. And so
he's like, I know the kid
you
in
could
a candy
imagine
store.
my life was just almost 7 years, just partying, training, traveling, and that's all I did. And I don't know how I survived that time, to be honest with you. And then I just hit a point in, I want to say about 2019, 2020, where I was like, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. I don't like who I am. I carried a lot of bitterness, resentment, turmoil. I just wasn't facing the things from my childhood. I wasn't facing the disappointment. I wasn't facing hey, like, it's okay that you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
But it's now time to take accountability for yourself and create who you want to be.
Wow, that's powerful.
At that time, I was like, well, what am I going to do to make money now? Because at that time, I was like bouncing in nightclubs, doing other things I probably shouldn't talk about to make money. But I realized, I was like, I've always been great at fitness.
Okay.
So let me, start training people. In 2020, when the world shut down, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Prior to the world shutting down.
You've been a high achieving person from the beginning.
I've been a high achieving person for a long time.
When I take something on, I want to go all the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know how, I want you to talk about your fitness because I know how successful you were and how you blew up. So, so now you're like, I'm going to go to fitness.
I'm going to go into fitness. Woo! So I was always training people here and there over the past decade, but I never took it seriously. Fitness was always my life raft.
Okay.
I was like, okay, so if I'm back in Arizona in between teams or whatever, traveling, I'll just train people to make money. I never really took it serious, and I was doing like the 2010s to 2019, like booty building was like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And
he was like the booty coach, I swear. Like
I have put more asses on white women than Dr. Miami. I can tell you that with 100% certainty that I was the man. I was the guy. If you wanted a big ass, come
booty.
see me.
You know that you want a booty.
I was great at it.
No, seriously, you guys. He's not actually. He's being really.
I'm being so serious. I wish I was joking.
He figured out a way how to train women and their booties with pa-pow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wish I was joking.
I bet they were coming from the woodworks. Like women.
No, seriously. I was training. Well, I was training people. I was training. Semi-celebrities, they're more social media influencers. I was training professional female athletes. I was training all the bottle service girls and people in the nightlife. I was training. I had everybody. At the peak of my career, 160 people I was training.
Yay.
Money was good.
Okay.
The benefits of that, like I was able to go to any nightclub, restaurant. Like it was great.
It was good. Okay,
it was great.
Let me ask you
fun.
this then. During this time when you are training and you're doing the thing, where did the shift happen when you met your wife?
So I actually,
because you're like doing your thing, you're a party guy, then you had the relation. Like, so what? Like, how did things start changing? So now you're successful.
Yep. So prior to meeting my wife, I was in a relationship, left that. I realized, okay, like things are moving too fast for me.
Okay. And I want to say something real quick before you tell me things are moving too fast. You know what I love already about this story? First of all, thank you. Thank you for your authenticity and thank you for keeping it real.
Of course.
What I love about this is because I know you on the other side. Mm-hmm. And this is such a treat, you guys. And this is what I tell women all the time. And I don't know why I'm getting choked up right now. Just like a woman's journey, men go through journeys, and sometimes they also take the route that you're like, oh, hell no, right? We do that too as women. Sometimes we just take routes. We're not sure. We're trying to survive. We're trying to do all the things. But it doesn't mean that there are not men out there. And I believe this, again, I told you this earlier. I believe the majority of the men are great. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean just because a man has gone through all that he can't turn things around and he can't rise and he can't be a great provider, a great husband, a great leader. And I feel like a lot of people, poo-poo on that so much. And they think, he's this. And I'm like, no. There are opportunities for all of us to, not all of us do it, but there's opportunities for all of us to turn things around, to, make things different. Mm-hmm. And I know that's something that you did, and I just want to honor you for that.
Thank you.
Because I think it's pretty extraordinary. So go back.
I would say this is the pivot point. Yes. So at this point in time in my life, I'm like, okay, I got to get sober. I got to get my life together.
You're just like a wild man right now.
You're just wild man. I made a lot of bad mistakes with women. I frankly just was, what's the word I would use? Not triggered. My very short fused in every aspect of my life. Okay. Angry. I would say this is like my angry stage.
Okay.
So at this time, I'm basically at the peak of my fitness career. Things are going great. And then I get a direct message from a beautiful, green-eyed, blonde-haired girl. And I'm like,
this is why she's a badass.
Who is this?
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, I see that, your fitness career is like going great. I actually work at a gym. I'm helping out these guys. I would love to, just have coffee and pick your brain. And I'm thinking like,
yes, what's up?
Let's be professional, Ian. I'm like, sure.
Okay, yeah.
Fine. And so
looking back, was she coming in professional, right?
Super professional.
So she was not like, she wasn't coming in thinking that she wanted to like.
No, not at all.
She was like literally on her Okay.
And that's why I approached her
And you're
that
like,
way.
wow, that's a beautiful
I was like, wow,
woman.
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But you know how Instagram is. You're like, does she really look like that?
Yeah. She really
And so when I met her, we met at it's my favorite coffee shop. I'll give him a free shout out.
Give him a shout out.
Sip Coffee and Beer. She was sitting at the back. Walk in there.
Are you talking about the original one that was on
Goldwater in Scottsdale? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my spot.
That's why used to be
I met my wife there.
Okay.
And so I walk in, I see her, I sit down. She has this beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Ocean green eyes.
Yeah.
All I could say was, wow, you're beautiful. And I'm like, and she was like, excuse me? I'm like, I have never just.
You couldn't even handle yourself. I tell women, I'm like, I swear, ladies, listen to me. When a man is into you, immediately he's gonna let you know.
Yeah.
You guys can't help yourself.
I've never done that before.
Yeah, I know.
To that point.
This
Like
is
I've
your
usually
girl.
said really disrespectful things to women.
Yeah.
That was the first time
This
I was
is
like,
different.
wow.
Yeah.
You were beautiful. And she
Yeah.
was like, oh, thank you. But then we instantly went to professional. And we were only supposed to meet for an hour. We spoke for 4 hours.
Dang.
She actually was supposed to go on a date that night. And was like missing it. And so we actually
I love it.
we actually, so we said our goodbyes. Nothing happened at that point.
Okay.
And so we lose track of each other for a little bit because at this point in my life, I'm like, I am not going to be codependent. I'm not going to date a woman.
Right.
Like I'm going to stay. I need to stay single because I'm already shifting.
You're already shifting.
So I told myself, I'm like, for a year, I'm not going to do this. That was in the end of February of 2020.
Okay.
So I don't know the world is about to end.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is before.
Yeah.
Okay.
The world begins to end.
Because this was what? This was February.
This was February. We met in January.
Okay.
January 23rd, 2020.
2020.
And then in
everything
February, there was like a silent moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that first week in March, she just called me. She was like, hey, stranger, like, what's up? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It was like a Saturday morning. And I was like, nothing. I'm just at home on my couch reading a book. She's like, you're reading a book on Saturday. You're a grown man. And I was like, yeah. Like, I'm really trying to do this whole.
Trying to
try to be a good guy.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, why don't you come out to brunch? And I'm like, oh, I'm meeting up a friend. Oh, well, bring your friend. Well, he wants to talk to girls. I'm with 8 girls. And I'm like, she's not taking no for an answer. She knew what she wanted and she went for it. So I was like,
his
all
wife
right.
is amazing.
She's great. She did not take no for an answer. But it wasn't in a way where it was creepy or like invasive.
She was cool. Yeah.
She was just cool about it. And so then we went out that night, had a lovely night.
Yeah.
Then the world shuts down. So she calls me and she's like, hey, I need a favor. I feel really stupid asking you this. I'm like, well, what happened? She was like, my roommate just lost her damn mind. She's really afraid about what's going on with COVID. She kicked me out of our apartment. I have nowhere to go.
Just like that?
I was like, what do you mean she kicked you out of the apartment? She's like, she won't let me stay here because she's so afraid of this COVID thing and with the shutdown.
She's going to die.
Yeah, that she's going to die. She doesn't want me to stay with her.
Okay.
So I did the weirdest thing. I just said, well, you can stay with me. She was like, are you serious? I'm like,
and you guys are just friends.
We don't know each other that well.
You don't even know each other.
Actually, we don't know each other at all.
Yeah.
So before Walgreens shuts down, went to drive to Walgreens, got some bottles of wine.
Okay.
And she came in with all her stuff and I just popped open a bottle of wine. I was like, well,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Let's get to know each other. And we just drank wine and talked all night. And then that was the last day that we've been apart in 6 years.
No. Wow.
I knew after that night, after that long conversation, that this was the person I was going to marry.
Wow.
I knew it. And to confirm that, I had friends of mine meet her, guy friends too, and they pulled me to the side and they were like, look, you've been an asshole your whole life. If you mess this up, one of us is going to marry her. I was like, shut up. They were like, no.
We'll
They're like, Ian, this is your person. Don't mess this up. So I had friends. That's the thing about me too. Like I don't have a lot of friends, but the guys that I have around me hold me accountable.
That's good.
To everything I do.
That's big.
I don't allow weak men in my space at all.
Well, I want to ask you this then. Okay, when the men that you surround yourself really help
they
you rise.
lift
you guys
me up.
lift each other up. Yeah, that's so important. It's so important, isn't it? It really is.
It's
I feel
the
the
most
same way with
important thing
my.
for a man.
I have such a small supportive group of girls, and we actually help each other.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like we help each other. Like when we're weak and we're down, and we're like, "Girl, you're fine. We'll go." You know, like we truly and we're tell each other the truth. We're like, "Mama, I don't know what you're doing, but it's not going to work for you." You know what I mean? Like we keep it real. We keep it real.
I think
having that community is huge.
I think the most dangerous thing for a young lady trying to find love are her single girlfriends.
Oh yes.
And conversely, I think the most dangerous thing for a man trying to find love are men who are drifting.
Yeah.
And by drifting, I mean aimless, purposeless. They just
they really don't have a purpose.
they don't have a
just
purpose.
going around in
and
circles.
I like to add on to that. An emotional man is a dangerous man.
Oh yes.
I made the mistake of letting emotional men, and I've been a hyper emotional man before in my life.
Okay.
Learned a lot of lessons from that time.
Okay.
An emotional man is a very dangerous man.
Yeah.
Ladies, stay away
Yes.
from an emotional man.
And tell
Men,
them why.
stay away.
Tell them why.
Someone who can't control their emotions has
Yes.
no control over their life.
Oh wow. Mike.
Period.
That's
End of
it.
story.
That's big.
A very emotional man
It's dangerous.
is dangerous. Like, it's actually
It is.
dangerous.
The anger and this danger.
The anger, and even now, what you see, jealousy,
Yeah,
envy,
oh.
these are dangerous
run,
qualities.
ladies,
You have to
run.
run away
Yes.
from these people.
Possessiveness.
Yes. Possessiveness is a
Control.
crazy, insane
Violent.
thing. Violence. A violent, like, there's a saying, it is better to be a man, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war. That's all about what you are in your internal space. If you're looking for a man who like is masculine, is a man who knows how to control his emotions. He can be dangerous. He chooses not to be.
I love that. You know what? I think people don't really understand those energies. And how healthy the energies are, and how men and women have both, right? We have some masculine in us, and we have feminine in all of it. Okay,
Yeah.
But a true masculine man, what I've noticed is also has this quiet strength in him.
Yes.
I always look at a true masculine man. He's like this is how I said it before. He is the mountain. He is like solid as a rock, and he doesn't take on, the emotions of a feminine woman. Because let me say something. I'm a very strong woman, and I'm a Latina, I'm a powerful woman, all of that. But I also really appreciate my feminine because I'm very hormonal as a woman. So we have a lot of hormones, we got a lot of things going on. And so sometimes I am just all over the place. And I really appreciate my man not taking on that energy. Just being like, okay, girl, you do you. And that to me is so powerful because I have been with men that have been very emotional, and it is a freaking disaster. Oh my goodness. Well, let me ask you this. So as you are shifting and you have this long conversation with your lady, for the very first time, and you guys are sitting there drinking wine, and you already said, I already knew from that conversation that this is going to be my wife. Okay. For the listeners, and I want you to give the man's perspective. What was it truly about your wife? Again, I'm going to say this again. She's extraordinary.
She's an amazing woman.
Amazing woman.
Amazing.
Wow. We should have her on the show.
Absolutely.
But what was it about her that stood out for you that was different? Like, you know what I mean? Because you're a man, you're a good-looking man, you were a successful man, you have women all throwing themselves at you, and you always had this still like, I want something, partnership, whatever. But what was it about her?
This is going to sound... I don't think anyone has said this on your podcast.
Okay, let's hear it.
The first green flag and thing that stood out to me was that she said that she has an amazing relationship with her father.
Wow.
So the reason why that was the first thing that stood out to me was that told me, one, she was raised by just a good man. Most, coming from my experience too, like when a man is absent, that puts a void in a child's heart.
Yeah, that was me as a woman.
Yep.
Yeah, I love my dad, but my dad was like a gypsy.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad was not around, so I felt very
You become unstable.
You do.
And if you don't have masculine energy in your home, but more importantly, healthy masculine energy.
I had really unhealthy masculine energy.
And I feel like for women particularly, if a woman doesn't have that safe, protective, masculine energy, she won't know how to interact with that in a relationship.
Yeah, that was me.
And how to nurture that.
I struggled with that for many, many years. I really did.
How did you overcome that?
So I think for me is after I left, I was married. I'm married now, but I was married to my ex-husband for 23 years. And I was married to a man that I actually was in love with. And I was so in that, what you're just talking about, because I never had the opportunity. I didn't even know. I never had the opportunity to get any help. I never had an opportunity to be surrounded by, people that like that healthiness, because I was in a Latin world. It was very machismo. It was really crazy. But then I met this man who was not, he's literally from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very different world.
Very different world, right, than my world.
Yeah.
And during that marriage, what I didn't do, because I didn't know, I did the best I can for what I knew at the time. But during that marriage, I really thought it was him. I really thought that he was the big bad wolf, knowing it was both of us.
Yeah.
Like we both were very immature. Even though we had love for each other, we both were very spicy, believe it or not. He had a strong personality too. So the reason that I was able to make some major shifts is because not only that I decided to leave that marriage, looking back, it is what it is. It happened, what happened. That's also a reason why I do this podcast. I went and I got a lot of help.
Yep.
I had to. For the very first time in my life as an individual person, I went to extreme therapy.
Yeah.
And I had to do a lot of healing and a lot of learning and a lot of unlearning and a lot of learning how to love myself and really respecting myself in what it was that I wanted to receive from a man too. And so that journey was something that I needed to do because it was really affecting me. Because honestly, all I ever really wanted was to be married, and have a family and obviously, pursue my passions. And I kind of had that at one time, but because I wasn't able to heal, because I wasn't able to see myself within, I was I was just destroying things,
I had a very similar phase in my life too. Yeah. And I actually did 5 years of trauma therapy from 2019 to I think 2024.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing I could have done as a man.
Yeah.
Just facing the hurt, the shame, the guilt, the anger, the rage, confronting that, but also understanding that anger is really just sadness.
Yes.
And understanding that it's okay to feel these things, because once you feel it and you're able to put a label on it, you now can let it go.
Yeah.
But also to stop telling yourself the same stories over and over again.
Yes.
So I had to start creating new neural pathways. And actually when I met my wife that year, so 2020 was a transformative year because I also did psilocybin therapy.
Okay.
I took a hero's dose, 5 grams of mushrooms, went to the center of the universe, literally met God, met myself, saw what time looks like, and really I saw things in my life play out in front of me in this state, and I was able to hold space for that and just let it go. And but what's crazy is that psilocybin trip actually helped me restart my relationship with God.
Wow.
And it's crazy how people think like, oh, you need to just go to church and that's the answer. No, there's other therapies out there to help you. And ultimately God is, I have a very unique definition of God. I just believe that God at the end of the day is the creative, imaginative force and energy that holds everything, but also comes from within us.
Within.
It's not outside, because it says the kingdom of heaven is within you. So if your internal space is messed up, you can't bring heaven on the earth. You can't let God work through you.
Yes,
you can't you can't understand Jesus because you're just looking at it through how you want to see it.
Right.
So that you're not looking at, you shouldn't look at the way look at the world the way that you want to see it. Look at the way that God wants you to see it.
Yes.
So I had to, really heal myself and understand, well, how does God see me? Okay, well, if he sees me as, you know what? You have missteps, because that's what sin is.
Yes.
You've messed up, man.
We're humans.
But guess what? I still love you.
Yes.
And so understanding how God loves me, you, and everyone else in this room, that actually prepared me for fatherhood.
Wow.
Because now I understood, okay, if God knows that I'm going to mess up, I'm not going to raise my voice at my daughter when she messes up. I'm not going to yell and scream. I'm not going to bring my trauma with me into this house, because if I'm forgiven, why am I going to perpetuate that in my home? And then that brings me to my second point of what made me want to be with my wife, and that was her deep faith in God.
Wow.
She helped me reconnect. She brought me back into church. She bought me a Bible.
That is so good. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she bought me my first Bible.
See, I told you, she's something else.
She's something else. And she said, I know what God has done for me. I would like for you to try. And at that point, me and God, I was very disagreeable with him.
Yeah. You didn't have the best relationship.
I didn't have the best relationship because
yeah.
I just thought that, like most people, I'm irredeemable. I'm what was me stuff.
You're doing what's right in your own eyes. Yeah.
And at this point too, like I have a very weird relationship with money and fame and success and just, very inflated ego. And so the very first book that I read, and I still do this to this day, actually, I put my hand over my Bible, close my eyes, and I just say, hey, God, whatever you want me to read, whatever message you want to tell me, I'm just going to blindly open this book, and whatever I need to read is what I need to hear. So the very first book I read in the Bible is the book of Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes. Oh, wow. That's a good one.
A lot of people think it's the darkest book, but I think it's the most powerful book.
I think it's very
particularly for a man, because you learn very quickly, if the richest man that has ever existed said that money is nothing, sex is nothing, fame is nothing. You can have everything in the material world, but guess what? It's all dust in the wind. It doesn't matter. That shook me to my core spiritually and woke me up, because I realized all these things I was chasing, what was it for? I had to ask myself, well, why do I want all this money?
Right.
Why I want a big house and a big car and take care of my mom and take care of these people. And also this person that screwed me over, I want to show them that. Why? For what?
Right.
Why does it matter?
Right.
I don't know. And that was
Was that it?
That was it.
That was the light bulb moment.
Yeah, but why?
What am I doing?
What am I doing? Why? I'm doing what the world has told me to do. The world tells you that you should make immense riches. The world tells you that you should have sex with anyone that you want to have sex with. The world tells you, it's okay to drink and party.
You were in the world.
I was a worldly man.
Falling apart.
Yeah, I was falling apart at the seams, and because
even though on the outside you look like you're this, successful, good looking, tall.
I was falling
strong.
apart spiritually and emotionally. I'm not even going to say dead. I was corrupted.
You were corrupted.
Completely corrupted. And I would say that I was bringing hell with me in every facet of everything I was doing. And I started to see how the hell within myself was affecting my relationship with Britt, my wife, how it was affecting my fitness business, how it was affecting friendships, professional relationships. It was always more. I need, consume, take this, do that. And it just didn't stop. There was nothing that could fill the void within me. And I think that's what, the listeners can understand, is that hell is just the absence of God. I didn't have God in my life at that time. He was completely not there, and it was my choice. I turned my back on God. I turned my back on things that were good because I was fueled by rage and shame and guilt, and I need to do this for my mom. I need to do this for these people, and screw these people. And I couldn't behave that way anymore.
Right. It wasn't serving you. You know what I love so much about this is that, with anything in life, and I say this wholeheartedly, none of us are actually stuck.
No.
We're not.
No.
And the majority of us, I mean, seriously, when you talk to people and you talk about their stories, it's not often that people say, oh, yeah, I grew up, everything was great. That's not, you have people, they're like, for the most part, things were pretty good.
I can't trust someone that says, my whole life was great.
The whole life is good. We go through shit, right? Like, seriously.
I'm like, you're lying.
Yeah, we're like, we go through shit. And really, the world, the world is so loud and it confuses us. But what I love about this is that anyone listening to this podcast today, I just want to let you know, there's opportunities for all of us to heal, to grow, to change, to mature, because even though, your story is your story, there's a lot of parts of it that I can see myself in it, because I didn't grow up with religion. I was also, in the world. Oh my goodness. But
the world is a fun place.
It's a fun place. Woo! But it wasn't until me, myself, that I went and I did a lot of therapy. And I got under the hood, and I had actual professional really work with me. I ended up doing something called EMDR.
Me too.
Okay. And
how was your experience with that?
It was phenomenal.
Yep.
Okay. So, but it was honestly it was kind of like a rewiring and changing, a lot of, so if you guys are not familiar with that, that's something that I highly recommend that you take a look at it, do some study, do a little research on that. It's very, very effective. But on top of that, that's why we have these conversations today. I'm not kidding you, because we have those opportunities, because I believe that just because things in the past, like we've had, let's say we've had bad relationships before, you guys, or you're in a relationship and you're like, ugh, things are not so good. I truly believe this. I've seen it over and over again. Things can shift. Things can change, because I know that for you personally, once you started shifting and you did your healing and you started, going towards God and not going towards the world and leaning into that, the life that you're creating now and the relationship that you have now, I guarantee you people back then would never expect it.
No.
Because
people tell me all the time, they're like, what
it's
a
no,
180
you are an extraordinary man, because I've had the pleasure to get to know you, and I just absolutely love how you are, what your purpose and what you're doing. I love how you are such a amazing husband. I know you're not perfect. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect.
Oh no, not a perfect man at all.
No, but you're a great husband, because I continue on seeing how you are constantly learning and growing, and you really respect your wife, and seeing you as a father,
it's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I mean,
my only regret is that I started at 35. It's my only regret. I think for men too, like, I'm gonna just say something.
Okay, say something.
First of all, I love my father-in-law.
Yeah.
I adore this man.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying something about how my wife and I, so we actually lost we started a fitness business together.
Okay, yeah.
And we lost the gym. We had a great 2-year run.
Okay.
Went through bankruptcy, and I was like, Dad, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, you need to have a kid. That'll solve everything. I'm like, no, I have no money, man. Like, how am I gonna do this? He goes, Ian, there are poor people all over the world who have children every single day.
Yeah.
And you know what the most important thing is? The most important thing is that they get to have food and drink with their family and friends and live a great life. He goes, you know what book that's from? I was like, Ecclesiastes. He goes, exactly.
So, oh my goodness.
He was like, so Ian, just know that the word is true, and just know that everything is going to work out. And from there, my wife and I started our filmmaking business, our production company. We're in a very good financial place now.
Yeah.
Our house is centered, on God. And I have chosen to be led by something more than my own desires. It's, what my Lord and Savior tells me, but also more importantly, I am allowing myself to be a creative and do the things that I was born to do, and not put money, not put fame, not put worldly things in front of me.
Yes.
It's to put the joy of making things in front of me. And I think it's important for men to understand that it's okay to be creative. It's okay to tap into that energy. It doesn't make you less of a man or feminine to be creative. It actually shows that you're tapped into your masculinity, because if God created everything, why can't you create the life you want?
Oh, I love that. That is so powerful.
Thank you.
That is so powerful. Let me ask you this. For the ladies that are listening right now, and they're like, okay, and I want to find a great man myself. What advice would you give them?
First and foremost, before you follow a man, you have to know what he follows.
Oh, that's good.
You can't follow a man that doesn't follow anything. If he follows money, you're going to follow that. If he follows sex and lust, that's what he's going to follow. If he follows God, if he follows a purpose that is bigger than himself, if he follows service, if he follows just being a good human being, that's someone you can follow. The second thing is, what is your foundation? If you guys met in a nightclub and it was just a drug-fueled, sex-fueled thing, that's probably what your foundation is going to be. Where you meet your spouse or partner matters. I met mine at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
There's no wonder why. And we had a 4-hour conversation about life. So our foundation started with that, and it started with friendship. I think that's another thing too. Can you be friends with this person? Because marriage is hard.
Yes, it's hard.
You're not going to like each other sometimes.
Yes.
But can you forgive each other and not keep a score sheet and keep moving forward together?
And you need to marry your best friend then.
You have to marry your best friend. If this person's not your best friend, and looks are going to go. They're going to go. Like, this is the heaviest I've been in a very long time.
Yeah.
Daddy has some weight on him. But you know what? My wife still loves me.
She still loves you. She's
loves
like,
me.
baby, you looking good still.
And we make jokes about it. But also, too, I think the most important thing is like, who can you be physically, emotionally, and spiritually healthy with? You can't, it can't just be one or the other. It's got to be all three.
Oh, I love it.
And I think, for the men also, your partner does matter. There are women out there that you're not going to be able to change. Don't try to change them. Don't save them.
Don't change people. Meet them where they're at.
Meet them where they're at. But also, the woman is the neck. Let her, if my wife has amazing discernment.
Yes.
If she says, don't talk to that person, I'm not going to talk to that person. Okay, she says, don't do business with that person.
She's like,
yeah. But also, because I'm ADHD, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. She goes, no, we're going that way. Yeah. Okay,
women
cool.
have this
we're going that way.
Ooh, we have it.
You just have it. So you need to pick your female part. Don't just, physical attraction is important. It should not be the most important thing.
Yes.
Understand it. She needs to have some sort of spiritual relationship with something. I'm not going to just say, from a Christian perspective.
Yeah.
I will say that, can she lead a family?
Yeah.
If you're a man who wants to get married, can she lead a family? Does she have a good relationship with her father? Does she have a good relationship with masculine energy? Does she know how to, frankly, check you when you need to be checked?
Accountability. Yeah.
And be accountable. Does she know how to hold you accountable? Does she know how to make a home? This stuff is important. Physical attraction and, this thing that they're selling on social media, it's fake. It's a lie.
Yeah. It's not real life.
It's not real life.
It's not real life.
But,
not the day-to-day.
Yeah, not the day-to-day stuff. But I think for men and women, both people, that listen to your podcast, more importantly, it's just have fun. Don't get too serious.
I know.
Like, I know dating is hard out there. Trust me. I understand.
Get to know people. Have a good time.
Get to know people. Have a good time.
You're not getting married tomorrow.
Take pressure off of it.
Yeah, take the pressure off. Enjoy yourself.
The clock isn't ticking.
Get to know a lot of different people.
Yeah, get to know
who you have,
And also, maybe your type isn't your type.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
And try different people, different cultures. Travel. Get out of your hometown.
Yeah.
Get out of your state.
I tell them, just get out of the house.
Get out of the house. Get off your phone. Delete the dating apps.
Seriously, ladies, there's amazing men out there. And I want to tell the men out there too, there's amazing ladies out there.
There are amazing women.
We got to get out there. We got to kind of
it's just
have a little fun.
I think the qualities that some men want are very unrealistic.
Yeah.
And also fellas, like, control your impulses.
Yeah.
Like, control your dogs.
Yeah.
They'll know what that means.
Yeah, I know what that means.
Not everything needs to be led with your other head.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to, it's okay to sit in silence.
Get to know her.
Get to know her. Start cooking with her. Try different things. You do different things.
I love that.
Experience life together.
I love that.
Life is honestly beautiful, and coming from the valleys that I've explored in life and put myself into, been to some pretty dark places. I would say I'm not even at the peak right now. I'm enjoying this climb I'm on.
Oh, I love it.
And I'm enjoying it with my wife, with my daughter, with my creative team, my production team. And we're just building this road together and building this path together. And it's a beautiful thing to witness. Yes. And I finally stopped putting this off. It was always there for me.
Yeah.
I just had to choose it.
You had to choose.
So I think for men and women, you just have to choose the path that you know is there for you.
Oh.
Just make it. That's it.
I love this. Oh my goodness. I look at the time. How does this always happen? It just goes so fast. Okay, let me ask you, we're gonna end this. Mm-hmm. How, first of all, again, thank you. This was such a powerful conversation. Thank you. How do they get into your world? How do they find you? I know that you are a man of many hats. Many hats. So how do they find you, though? Seriously.
Best place to find me is on Instagram, ian.simon55. Always active on there if you want to send me a DM, if you want to interact with me.
Okay.
Me and my wife are very active on there. Okay. You can also
definitely get into his world.
Yeah, definitely get into my world. There's a lot of family filmmaking, but also I like sharing just creative insights for people who are trying to transition from whatever world they're in into the creative world. Okay. I will be making more videos on my YouTube channel at ianmichaelsimon.com.
Okay. They can put that
actually, no, that's my main website. Sorry. YouTube, Ian Michael Simon.
Ian Michael Simon. So you have your Instagram your handle
Ian.simon55.
Perfect. Okay. Yep. And we can put that in the show notes.
Yep.
And then YouTube is?
YouTube is at Ian Michael Simon.
We can put that in the show notes too. Okay. So you guys, those are in the show notes. So get into his world. Before I have to let you go, I am just so sad it went so fast. I was like, what just happened? But okay, it goes fast. It's just what it is. Is there anything else that you want to share?
I've been sharing this book with my entire creative team. Okay. I'm personally not going to give you a personal anecdote. I'm going to give you guys a book to listen to that has completely changed my life. It's called Feeling is a Secret by Neville Goddard.
Feeling is a Secret.
Feeling is a Secret. I have made my entire team listen to the audiobook. It's for free on YouTube. Okay.
What should they expect with this book? A
practical guide to create the life that they want.
Oof.
And perfect. I'll just leave this little nugget. If you want your life to change, you have to assume the wish that you want to be fulfilled in your life. Life is energy in motion. If you want things to manifest and be created, the most powerful thing you can do is feel the emotion in the place and time that you want to be in. So if you want to be married, if you want to find your partner, you need to put yourself in that space and time. You need to know what it looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like, what they look like, what you're doing, what you're eating, what you're experiencing. And I promise you it will happen, because I did that and I ended up finding my wife. I didn't know that it was going to be specifically her. Yeah. But there have been moments in our life where I have imagined it since the time I was a little boy, when I was writing that little note. So good. That has happened 30 odd years later. So if you want your life to become what you want it to become, assume what you want to be fulfilled, and it will happen. Thank you. That is beautiful. No, seriously, that is so beautiful, because it just truly gives us hope and inspiration. No matter where we come from, no matter what we've been through, things can change. We can make it better. You can have this great relationship. You can do the career that you want. And now, you're just moving on up, moving on up. You just have to make it and believe. Yes. Believe. You have to believe. Deserve love. You just have to believe you're worthy. That you're worthy of it. Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. No, thank you. Honestly, thank you. Until next time. Till next time. Cheers to great love. Cheers. Thank you.
If you're loving this podcast and these incredible conversations, please hit the subscribe button and leave a 5-star review. Don't miss an episode because each week I'll be bringing on guests and experts who will share their knowledge about love, dating, and relationships so you can apply it into your own life. I'll see you next week. And until then, cheers to great love.